What do you stand for? Plastic surgery?
Guilt eats away at you. It's eating a hole in your gut every day. I still dream about it, Jack. I left a clamp in that girl. My God, she's been dead for 2 years, and think about all the days she has not woken up, not yawned and stretched, not stood up on her own 2 feet and breathed the air and seen the sunlight streaming in through the windows. I'm just telling you this because in retrospect, if I'd admitted it, I would have saved myself so much trouble.
There's no way that anyone could have guessed that that guy had butt implants. You know that. Butt implants. Butt implants. They're unheard of. It's outlandish. I mean, he must have had the only pair in North America.
Right.
The country continues to grieve as evidenced by the tremendous outpouring of love here for actor Todd Landers.
There he is. That's Dr. McNeil.
Excuse me. Dr. McNeil! Just one question, Dr. McNeil. Now that Dr. Yates has admitted to having some responsibility in the death of Todd Landers, do you still continue to deny your own responsibility?
Look, my behavior was in accord with all professional standards, as was the behavior of Dr. Yates. I think Dr. Yates was expressing regret. I feel regret too, but that's irrelevant to whether or not either one of us were at fault here. I'm sorry.
How can you live with yourself?
Look, you know, people die, ma'am. I'm sorry. It's a hard reality, but people die.
He was a beautiful man with a beautiful soul, and he gave hope
yes,
to
I
millions
understand.
of
I understand
people.
your pain, but if you want to have an honest conversation
He was
about
an
this,
angel
fine. On
come to
TV, ma'am. On TV. In reality, he was an actor with butt implants. It's true. Or isn't that important? Doesn't that matter anymore? I mean, someone dies and all of a sudden you make him a hero or a saint. You can't even have a rational discussion about this anymore. I'm sorry, but that's how it was. Excuse me.
May God have mercy on your soul.
You really want to know the truth of that one? I'm not so sure about him either.
Well, I think he was just terrified of seeming vulnerable. No, more than that,
Bobby,
of being vulnerable.
Can I have a word with you?
Well, can it wait 5 minutes? We were just having a discussion on...
No, you cannot wait 5 minutes because I'm being sued for $50 million, okay?
All right.
You
Jack,
turn that thing
Don't hit
off.
the cap.
Okay. I know. We're going to be down to our last pair of underpants.
Oh, you think this is a joke?
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't even wear underpants. Nobody likes my underpants jokes. Look, each of us has our own sense of the truth here.
There is no truth. Not in this situation. There's just a big mess, and we were in it. And if you stand up there and take the blame, that's just a really cheap way of ending the discussion, okay? That way, you don't have to answer the really hard questions. It's like, what if a guy's life ended here last night for no reason at all? What if there's no one to blame? What if sometimes, you know what, Bobby? Life just sucks. You want to tell the camera that? Then you go right ahead. Because that's the real truth, Bobby. The one that's too scary to admit. To anyone. Maybe even yourself.
You were a beautiful husband. Oh, God. I can't believe I'm never going to see you again.
Wait a minute. Look, I didn't know I was going to do this, and I don't have anything prepared, but I need to say something. Life can be very hard sometimes. There's a lot of pain, but it is important that all of us believe in something, even if it's not rational.
The man is apologizing.
My God, can't you give him a chance? You people have been so quick to vilify him.
Will you put a sock in it?
Jack, please, bear me out for a minute. I'm just trying to
I didn't
tell
ask you
that,
to.
that you were right. I made a terrible mistake. when I claimed responsibility for this death. I shot my mouth off in the heat of the moment and then struggled like hell for the next 2 days to convince myself that I meant it, but it wasn't my fault. It wasn't anybody's fault. That's the ugly truth, folks. There are no angels. Doctors aren't superhuman. And there will be no miracles here today. Todd Landers died a senseless, pathetic, and, let's be honest, degrading death. And no one is responsible. It just happened. Sometimes there are no answers. Sometimes life just sucks.
Hey, come on, will ya?
Now the truth is,
That's what I said.
I really can't explain why a man would have butt implants. I really can't explain much of anything right now. I'm in a place of some personal confusion. All I know is I would like to ask everyone here today to take a moment of quiet, to bow our heads, and to just be conscious of our breathing. To honor the memory of Todd Landers by being aware of the only true miracle that we know of. The miracle of being alive. Right here. Right now. On this earth.
It was incredible. There must have been 500 people in that room, breathing in unison, all acutely aware of the miracle of human existence.
I was flooded with feelings of serenity and joy. I felt such an intense communion with Dr. Yates. Well, it was then that I decided to drop the lawsuit. I mean, at least against Bobby.
What can I say? I've never meditated before, but you prepare. It's sort of, first you have to keep your spine straight. Like this, or like this. Wait. Like that. Is my back straight? And so on.
Who released him?
No one is ever really dead. The dead live on in our hearts and our minds, and in my case, right next to my small intestine. Boom, jig. So, in honor of Todd, and of the piece of him that lives in me, I'd like to sing a song for you today. Just a little ditty I know. It goes something like this.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
I want to wake up now.
That saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
After the funeral, David Crosby came up to me and said,
I didn't know who the was, but he had a fabulous instrument.
He introduced me to his manager. My new CD's doing pretty good. We're hoping to hit the gospel charts.
Dr. Yates, was there any meaning to this? The suffering, the death, the accusations?
Does there have to be a meaning for us to feel comfortable with it?
Dr. Yates, you're saying there was no meaning to any of this whatsoever? That it was entirely pointless?
It's a very large
That's an interesting question.
And so it ends, leaving us only with the memories of Todd Landers.